You gotta keep on breathing if you want to make sense of it all.
Oh, that feels quite nice, doesn't it? You don't even have to hold yourself up. So what I would say is if you need to come away from the wall a little bit, give yourself a bit of space. That takes a little bit of tension out of the hamstrings. But if you are okay to bring the lower back all the way up, and you can just sit either with the legs out in front of you or maybe butterfly, your choice, or maybe cross-legged. I think cross-legged might be a little bit more challenging, but your choice, yogi's choice. So take the hands to the knees and let's take a mudra here, Ajahn mudra. Thumb and index finger just lightly connecting. Other three fingers lightly outstretched. And there is nothing to do but sit tall. You can't do anything else. So really kind of mold your spine as if you were lying down on the floor into the wall behind you, and feel the back of your head connect as well. So that then lengthens through the neck. Shoulders start to soften and relax away from the ears. You soften across the chest. Rib cage expansive behind, sides, and in front. Soften into the spine, into the hips, into the legs, and into the feet. And just really give all of your weight into that wall behind you, so you don't have to even hold yourself up in this practice today. And through Proptober, we're going to look at all different types of props, how they help, support, aid, fill space, but also challenge and intensify. And sometimes even the wall can challenge and intensify us as well. So it's about honoring your body and taking it at your own pace today. When we stake a tomato plant, we are saying, here, take this support as a reminder of what you can do or how tall you can grow with a little help. Listening, attention, nurturing, and serving are all ways we can offer our support and kindness to promote growth and healing and to help those we love to expand. Today's practice uses the wall as support, not separation, as something to lean into and a reminder that someone always has your back. May this practice remind you the world is indeed a friendly, kind, and supportive place. And as you sit here with that kind support behind you, lifting you up, making you feel taller, steadier, and more grounded, let's introduce Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is the slight restriction of the windpipe. So you start to reduce the windpipe and you still breathe in and out through the nostrils. So it might be a little bit more of an audible sound to you. So reducing the windpipe, breathing in through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And just keep going with your ujjayi breath, audible sound as if it's the ocean, like the waves just rolling in and rolling out. And all you need to do is just focus on your breath, focus on how you feel. Feel the spine and the rib cage expand into your prop of the wall behind you. As you breathe out, let go of tightness and tension. Take a last breath in and out using Ujjayi, and then release that and open up the windpipe once more fully so that you can breathe normally. Noticing the difference of those breathing techniques. And for today, think of your own intention for practice. What support do you need? How will you use the wall to support your practice? Gently release your mudra, stretching open the hands. Give the fingers a little wiggle. Circle into the wrists, and then if you took butterfly, lift the knees together and keep the back all the way into the wall here as much as you can. Bring the knees in as close as you can. It's tricky. Oh, get the belly out of the way. And then relax the shoulders, and then keep the back, the lower back and middle back connected if you can, dropping just the head down towards the knees. Pull the belly, navel back to spine, spine to wall. Nice and slowly unroll the spine, feeling the vertebra connect back up to the wall, crown of the head releases, and then stretch the legs out, lift the arms up, and see if the thumbs or the fingers just go back to the wall behind you. Reach up a little bit longer. The back's most likely going to pull away there. See if you can keep the shoulder blades connected to the wall, lifting, reaching higher. And then nice and slowly relax. And we're going to turn around and face the wall into our melting heart. So I'm afraid that this is my butt going to come into the screen now. But our melting heart is our hands, shoulder width apart. And we're actually just going to let our chest melt down parallel to the mat. Sorry for my big bottom. But let us just try and find a nice comfortable place. And the feet don't need to be together. They can be hip width. The knees can be bent. But just relax into that as much as you can. It's kind of like a wall down dog as well, actually. So just start to feel the chest, the shoulders, the spine. Dropping the chest a little bit more, relaxing through the armpits. Notice where the chin is. Notice if it's dipping or if it's lifting or if the neck is level with the spine. Each exhale takes you a little bit deeper. Always be aware of your edge in these postures when we're using a wall, because we don't often use them. You might like to introduce Ujjayi breath in these postures. Here for just a few more breaths. Nice and slowly. Bend the knees, melt into the spine just a little bit so that you can round out and then start to release yourself away from the wall. And just turn around and put your buttocks to the wall and then just drop again in navel to spine, spine to wall, and just here find a nice cat and cow. So you're going to start to pull the navel in and round, and then lift the sit bones, arch through the spine, pull the shoulder blades back. So from the side, it's pretty much like this and this. And you're just feeling those points of contact. So the sit bones and the shoulder blades in your cow, and then rounding through the spine, lower and middle back. So keep moving in through that cat and cow there. Again, Ujjayi breath is a really nice one to use here. And then just straighten up the legs, come away from the wall. Going to go into a forward fold. So if you do need to, and you've got your bolster handy, you might like to place your head on your bolster. If you don't need the bolster, that's okay. Maybe come away from the wall just a little bit. I'm just going to move my blanket so that, because I guarantee that you won't be able to do a forward fold with the heels touching the wall. That'll be really, really hard. So again, take the feet away, maybe hip width, drop the chest down over the belly. Chest, belly down over the thighs. Relax into the forward fold and then let go. Maybe you take hold of the elbows, give in to all of the weight, but really give all of your body weight into the wall. So that's why I say bring the feet away a little bit, because it's hard to hold into a forward fold when your heels are right up against it. So we're here for a couple of minutes. So again, choosing those options of bolster or without. Good. Really let that weight go back into the buttocks, back into the wall. And see if you can give in each exhale a deeper sense of letting go. Breathing into tight connective tissue, breathing into tight muscles and ligaments. Remember, yin goes deeper than just the larger muscle groups. They go for the joints and the connective tissue and the fascia. And then nice and slowly coming out of the posture, the hands come down and you lift up into a half lift. So you lengthen the spine away from the belly and the thighs, again, pushing the sit bones back into the wall. Crown of the head reaches forward. You can have straight or bent legs here. Your hands might be on the floor, the shins, or your blocks. Really breathing into the spine, pulling up the navel. And then bend the knees, relax the body, come away from the wall, and take your time to bring the hands to the shins, to the knees, to the thighs, and slowly roll up to standing through the spine. Take a moment just to stand tall. See how you feel after that forward fold. Hi, Wesley. You're going to be kind today. You're going to be kind. You're going to come and do yoga and be kind. Okay. So just come back and again, just find that little cat and cow. Cat and cow. Releasing through the spine and bringing the shoulder blades back. Hello, baby. I know you want to play with my toes, don't you? No, please don't. Yep, there we go. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. I'm getting attacked. Okay, let's go into our chest opener now. So this is, no, Wesley, stop. Here, take this and play with that prop. Chest opener. He really attacked my foot and my ankle then. So the left arm goes out behind you, and basically it's kind of like this, that we're against the wall. So ideally we want to try and level out our chest. But if you've got particularly tight shoulders, you might have to keep the arm quite low. Up here at shoulder height is going to be quite deep when you come up against the wall. So bringing the hip and the armpit to the wall. Let's go left arm first. We're going to start to pull the right shoulder back, hips and chest facing forward. Yeah. So if that's really tight, lower the hand down. You might get a little closer towards the wall. We're going to stay here for at least 2 minutes. So feel where your edge is, and maybe then bring the hand up if you can, withstand any discomfort, but definitely not pain. So relax into the left shoulder, left chest. One side will most likely be very different to the other. The closer you become to the wall, the more challenging this posture becomes. Keep pulling that right shoulder back, opening up the chest to the front. Notice if you are feeling any other sensations within the body. I'm tending to feel it into my right lower right side. So notice again different sensations as you hold this. It's just the arm that we're isolating, but it might be compensating somewhere else. And nice and slowly, let that arm release. Let's give it a little circle out. How's that feel? Yeah. If you've ever had any shoulder injuries or impingements in your arm and impingements down the shoulder, they'll give you this one most likely for rehabilitation. So again, coming to the other side, it might be quite different for you. The closer the hip is towards the wall, opening up through the armpit, chest, you're going to bring that left shoulder back this time. And again, the higher that hand is, the more challenge that is for you. Find a steady Ujjayi breath. Just breathing. Good, just a few more breaths here. Pulling back left chest if you can. You'll notice the stretch there in that right arm, maybe all the way down to the wrist and the fingers, and where you feel the other sensations as well through the body. And nice and slowly lower that arm down. Take time. Face forward and just release into the shoulder. Good work. Whew. Now circle both. Good. Okay, let's come into a Sphinx pose. So this is where our feet then go up the wall. So if you like, if you've got socks on still, that's okay too. But we're actually going to bring our body all the way back. And we're going to widen our knees and bring our toes to touch into the center. That's it. So you're going to drop down through your pelvis here. And you can just rest here. The head comes down to the hands. Soften through the belly, soften through the chest there for a moment. Just on that chest opener. And see if you can actually get your knees and your shins all the way to the wall. And then the wall is then holding up the legs. You don't have to hold the legs up in this posture. So drop through the hips, drop through the pubic bone, drop through the buttocks, the glutes, the lower back, and the belly. Fully relax through the central part of the body. And now this is your choice here. You can introduce your Sphinx pose. So the arms come out in front of you. This is where it starts to get a little bit deeper into the back bend. So the elbows are in line with your shoulders. Don't come up too high. If you need to, drop the chest down a little bit, but try not to let the shoulders go up towards the ears. We are pushing away through palms, through forearms, through elbows. The deepest place will be the elbows underneath the shoulders. So again, use the wall to your full advantage here by just resting the legs there. Keeping the chest nice and lifted in Sphinx. Good, we're here for a couple of minutes. So if you've already met your edge and you don't feel you can stay there, just lower down or reduce the intensity by bringing the arms further forward. Keep opening up through the chest, pushing away from the earth in that Sphinx pose, breathing into the spine and giving all the weight into the wall. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Slowly widen the elbows. Release the body down. Bring the head to the back of the hands. Exhale. Relax everything. And then if you can, just start to slide yourself forward so you can push your toes into the mat. Slide yourself forward, bring the knees together, and you're a little bit away from the wall here, and then just windscreen wiper the knees, right and left, releasing through the knees and the hips. And then just place the feet back onto the wall. You might get a little bit of an ankle stretch there as you push the feet into the wall. So you're actually engaging through the legs, push, push, push through the tops of the feet. So the toes are pointing up towards the sky. So the toes aren't flexed, that's it. You're pushing through the tops of the ankles. So toes go up the wall, not down the wall. That's it. Yeah. And now if you like, just bring the hands back and roll over. Bring yourself around to come to seat. Oh, that was a nice, good old back bend. Bring the body back into the wall once more and sit nice and tall. Just notice there, as you sit tall, how the back now feels. So you can drop into a gentle flexion, not deep at all. Just relax, pull the body back in towards the spine. Spine into wall. Let the chin drop down towards the chest. And then roll up through the spine. This is where we come into a wide leg seated fold. So again, you can use the bolster. You can sit on a block or sit on a bolster if you like as well. Wide-legged forward bend. So again, we can really use the wall for this one. And if you like using blocks, using bolster to support the head. But what I'd say is that you really pull the navel back towards the spine and then drop the head. So it's slightly different to, the chest folding forward with a flat back. We want to try and keep the lower back connected. So exhale, release. Feel the navel pulling back to the spine, spine to the wall. Try not to lose that connection of the wall as you gently drop the head a little bit deeper. Nice and slowly roll up through the spine, bringing each and every vertebra back, connecting to the wall. Spreading out the shoulder blades, making sure that the middle of the back comes in, and then the back of the head, so you sit nice and tall in that wide leg. Yeah, well done. Lift the knees together, bring them in a little narrower there. So we're sitting upright against the wall, pull navel back in towards the spine, spine into wall. Good. And then here, drop the knees over and drop the knees over. And that's going to start to bring you away from the wall. And you come about, I'd say about 2 foot. Okay. And then we're going to take our feet into butterfly. And we can come into a rotational twist using the wall. So if you haven't come far enough, we're going to take the hand back to the wall and use the rotation. So we're going to push against the wall and use the rotation through the spine. That's it. Perfect. Keeping nice and tall here, dropping knees out towards the sides. Rotating through the spine. Again, not over forcing. Be careful where you're taking the load, as it were, the pressure. If you're taking it into the ribs or the latimus dorsi, that's the muscles. Yeah, those muscles that are down the sides of the rib cage at the back. Latissimus dorsi, sorry, yeah. And maybe you feel that with each exhale, you're deepening the rotation. But again, only working towards your edge. Trying to relax that opposite hip, opposite knee. And then release the arm nice and carefully. Come back to center. So when I was talking about where the load is the load in here, or is the load in the hand or the wrist? Where do you feel that you're actually taking that pressure? Let's go other side, again, making sure that you're far enough away from the wall that your hand comes back nice and comfortably. Oh, that's tight. That's ridiculous, this side. So dropping those knees out, relaxing into the hips. Take the twist nice and slowly. Notice where the tension is in the posture. You might feel it in completely different places. To the other side. That's great. Chest opens out to the side of your mat, to the long edge of your mat. Be guided by the breath. And then slowly bring the hand away from the wall. Bring yourself back into seated. Let's lift those knees up and just drop the head and the body over the thighs. Relax there. And just gently roll up through the spine. So let's spin our legs around behind us. So this one, we're going to face the wall. We're going to lie down, but this is our seal pose. So this is our hands up the wall. And then we drop through the chest. So we reach the fingers up. Feet can be together or a little bit wider. So the chest, armpits are off of the mat, and see if you can reach up a little bit higher to drop the chest a little bit lower. Deep exhale. Really continue to let go of the body tension into the mat and really focus on the hands and the arms. It's not an easy one. Certainly go easy if you suffer with any shoulder issues here. Nice and slowly lift the chest as you bend the elbows, bring the hands down and take both hands back to the hips, palms are face up and turn to the cheek. So you can soften through the shoulders and the chest there. Sway out through the hips and the lower back, and just gently press yourself back up through tabletop. And if you like, a round of cat and cow. Gets a little bit easier from now on. So now we go into our legs up against the wall. And this is where you might like to have a blanket and a strap. So you can put the blanket underneath, close to the mat. That's where your lower back's going to be. And then the strap goes over the lower calves to keep the legs intact. And again, you might, if you haven't got socks on, you might want to put socks on to protect your paintwork, for one thing. So shuffle your buttocks all the way up to the side of the wall. And then legs go up. So you bring yourself as close as you can to the wall. And then the strap, if you have that handy, that goes then over the calves. And you pull that nice and comfortable, not tight, so that it actually holds the legs in place and together. So make sure if you've got any ponytails, that they're not digging in to the back of your head, and that means that your neck can then stay nice and long with your spine. Now lift the central spine up, the mid spine, spread the shoulder blades out, take the arms out to the side of you, and settle in. We're here for a number of minutes, so make sure that you are comfortable here and that you're relaxed. And if you do get dizzy at all, just bring the legs down and just lie on your side until we come out. So really feel here that the wall is absolutely holding up your legs. You are not holding them up in any way at all. If the hamstrings still remain tight here and you're not putting in the effort to hold the legs up, just soften the knees and bring the soles of the feet down towards the wall. As long as you're still getting that feeling of being in an inversion, technically legs above the head and the heart, spread the spine out, let everything become relaxed and heavy. Continuing to let go. Each exhale relaxes even deeper. If you wish to deepen the posture for the last few minutes, you can then bring the arms back into cactus. So making sure again that the shoulder blades are nicely spread out from one another. The elbows are bent 90 degrees and the backs of the hands come down. Begin to take a deeper breath in and out. Bring the arms back if you took the cactus option, back to the hips, palms are face down. And then just bend the knees, place the soles of the feet against the wall, and you're going to gently push into the wall, push into the mat, and just gently lift the hips. So you're going to drive the knees upwards and go easy here. Keep the neck nice and long. Don't turn the head. Keep it straight up towards the sky. We're pushing against the floor, pushing against the wall, and you're coming up into a little kind of semi-shoulder stand, but the knees are bent. And then lower down each and every vertebra back down to the mat. Roll it down. Take the hands to the strap if you took that option. Let go of the strap around the legs and then roll over to one side and just take a pause on your side. Take a breath in, press through the mat, bring yourself back up to seated. Return back to the wall to sit against it. And the legs can come out in front of you. And this is just a little bit of a side stretch here, lateral flexion using the wall to guide us. So we're going to lift up the right arm and reach over and make sure that your shoulder blades and your spine are still connected into the wall as you reach over in that lateral stretch. Rolling the rib cage backwards towards the wall. Feel it connect. Feel those back ribs connecting. And then dropping that arm just over a little bit more. Keep that top shoulder blade connected. Try not to let it pull away. Good. And then gently breathe in, bring it back up into center. Lift up through the other side. Reach up and over. Try to keep the entire spine connected to the wall, pulling that shoulder blade back, opening up the rib cage, exhaling, maybe dropping just a little bit more. But it's not coming forward. We're not coming away from the wall. We are pulling all the way back into it. And see if your fingertips touch the wall as well behind you. And then gently breathe in, bring yourself back up, and then bring the knees in and just give yourself a little fold and a hug. So letting us come into our Shavasana now. You can use bolsters, blankets, what you have available for props, making sure that you're nice and warm, and obviously just lying down on your mat and maybe bringing the back of the head to the wall. So not that it compresses the neck in any way. So you're lengthening the neck and the back of the head might just touch the wall. So coming down into your relaxation. You might look up to the wall above you. If you need to, you can draw the knees in towards the chest and just roll and massage out through the spine if that feels nice to do before you come into final relaxation as well. But really making sure that if you have got your head connected to the wall, you're not compressing those neck vertebrae there in any way. Bolsters are good underneath the knees because we've done a lot of spinal work. We've done a lot of forward folds, a lot of back bends, side stretches, rotations. So that kind of eases the arching out of the lower back. And as you now come into Shavasana, still feel completely connected to the earth and to the wall. Feel grounded that the earth is holding your weight and the wall helped and supported you through your practice today, maybe challenged and intensified some of the postures. And I will let you know when it is time to come back around. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings. Back into your room with the four walls and the floor and the ceiling. Beginning to bring soft and gentle movement into the fingers and the feet. And choosing to draw the knees in. Maybe the arms just reach back behind you. They will touch the wall, so just give them a big stretch up the wall. And take your time here to come back up to seated, but seated away from the wall. So bring yourself back into a butterfly or a legs outstretched position. Bring the hands into the heart center. And sit nice and tall as if you had that wall behind you. So remember that feeling when we started with that wall behind you and you could really kind of lean back into it. But here we have to hold ourselves up. Our spine is doing the work for us. So now notice how you now feel after the practice. Also your own intention of what you wanted to get from the wall, whether it was challenge, intensity through postures towards your edge, or a little bit of a helping hand and a bit of support. And always thank yourself for your practice and thank your wall today for its help as your prop. And I thank you.